series. Third, support for multiple.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
All right. So I've been battling with my network. It seems the reception over here is very bad. So sorry for coming in this late. I think Mr. Ayodeji is here for the section today. Hello, Mr. Ayodeji.
Yeah, he said he's changing his network too.
Okay. So I think the thing is just because we stay under the same area. So I think the network is the reception is. Let us see wait for him.
No, since you're here, please, can we, for those that haven't finished installing the SQL, can you help out, please?
Okay, you can share your screen. Let's see how it goes.
Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry. It's a serious battle on with my network. I don't know. MTN just told me it's not working today. It just came up a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are we good to go? Shooks, you are welcome. You came very, very late. 5 students are already waiting for you.
Before the network threw me out. The same MTN. So
the same MTN. Okay.
Yes.
Okay then. So, without wasting much time, let's get started. So,
all right.
Please, let me quickly make a good confirmation. Is there anybody that's still having issue setting up SQL Server on your system?
Yes,
So
I am.
You have issue.
I am.
Oh, Franca.
Yes.
Franca, please, can you share your screen, please?
Okay, thank you. Okay, I need to go to the setup. I'd already downloaded it. Should I go to the setup?
Okay, you can go to the setup.
SSMS setup.
No, please, I told you there are two things you need to set up to use SQL Server.
Yeah.
Number one is the engine. Number two is the management studio. So let the engine come in first before you install the management studio.
Okay. I also downloaded the SQL 20. This is the engine. Is this the engine?
SQL 2019. Okay. So let that one come up first before you install the management studio. Okay. So the installation process for management studio SSMS is just straightforward. But for the SQL 2019, the installation process is a little bit technical. So I want you to run through that installation process. And if you have issue, you can fall back to our previous video. You have not even downloaded. You've not downloaded. If you have downloaded this second, did you download the media?
No, okay. It's the basic. Should I download the basic or?
Fine, even if you are downloading the basic, this one will not download. It will install directly from online. Do you have enough data plan to support your installation? If yes, you can click and start. But I will always recommend go to download media.
Okay.
So when you come to download media, let it download first on your system. So it has given you two options, either ISO or CAP. Any of the two flies. So you can go with ISO and click on, look at the location it's going to download. You're going to download inside your download folder. So click on download. So this is about 1.5 gig. So it's going to take, depends on your internet speed. It's just downloading. So go to your browser. I mean, go to the Explorer behind this. Go to the page behind this page. Can you see it? Look at it at the top there. That's the one that like a disk. That is it.
Okay.
It's just downloading now. You can scroll down a little bit. You can scroll down a little bit.
I should scroll down.
You've not downloaded it. It's okay. You've not downloaded it. So allow it to finish. So just minimize this page, allow it to finish, then you come back there. So when it finishes, then you start the installation of SQL Server 2019. So far so good. Is there another person with any question? So the speed is not bad. 4 megabytes is not bad. So within a space of 10-15 minutes, you should be ready. Okay. Another question from anybody? Okay. So back to where we stopped last time. So last time we're talking about SQL. Hello?
Hello?
Yes. I thought somebody's asking a question.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, I'm patient.
Okay.
I'm new here. I was invited today.
Oh.
Yes. So, the person was supposed to invite me, he said he forgot last week, so I'm just coming in right now.
Let me quickly see what we can do. This is actually a community for...
The thing is, I don't even... You are using this app is meeting. It's called Meeting Chat.
The app, yeah, the app is Microsoft Teams we are using.
So I'm not used to it. I'm used to Zoom. So I don't really know much about it. I'm just trying to follow up on
it. Well, as long as you can you've gained access to the platform, that means you have Microsoft Teams running either on your phone or on your laptop. Now, the community itself...
I'm using my laptop.
You are using your laptop, great. So you are good to go. The community is Naija PowerBI Saturday, and we meet every Saturday 3 to 4. Today we are starting pretty late. We have some challenges with our network. So we meet 3 to 4 every Saturday. And today we started a series last week, and that series is talking about SQL Server. So I don't know, do you know about Microsoft SQL Server and Power BI?
I don't know SQL. I wanted to go and learn it when I talked to him. He now told me that I should hold on, that there is a program that they do on Saturday that's going to add me to it.
Okay, good. So we're joining this program. This program, it will only introduce you. You might not become a master of SQL Server database, in the sense that you might not say, okay, 100% you are a database analyst or a database developer. But this forum will get you up and running. You can later develop yourself or then go for a full class if you want to. So, but what we do here is a community.
Hello, do people run this school full class?
Yeah, we do the full training as well. So if you want the full SQL training, we run it as well. So I can share our flyer with you if you are interested. You can join the full data science class. We don't call it SQL, we call it data science or MSBI class. And we also run Power BI training as well.
Is it,
so if you are interested in any of the two, no. Our training presently, we run it majorly online, and we do physical training at what was it called? Allen Ikeja. So our physical training, our office is at Ikeja.
My last training was at Awolowo Allen inside.
No. Don't worry, I will share the detail. I will share the detail with you so that if you are interested in physical training, virtual training, the full one, you can always join us. So no problem. We will discuss after this section. But this section is a community section. It's free for anybody, anywhere to come together. Let's rub minds together on SQL Server and Power BI, data analytics majorly. That's what we do here. So you are perfectly welcome. So, Patience, thank you very much. How do I
install the SQL?
Hello, you said? Okay. So, Patient, you are perfectly welcome.
How would she install the, excuse me, Mr. Day, she said, how would she install the SQL in maybe on our system?
Okay, good. So, Shooks,
I'm joining the class for the first time.
For the last section, please drop the link for the last section.
I will drop the link.
Thank you very much. So, Patience, the link will be dropped here. Once you have access to the link, please click on it and follow the previous video. So today is a continuation of that video. So thank you all. You are powerfully welcome once again. So today we'll be going straight into using this SQL server. Now, I need somebody that have already downloaded SQL server to share his or her screen. If you have SQL server running and your management studio is also running, please signify, raise your hand. Let me know how many people on the call that have done what we did last weekend. Nobody on the call. This is tough. Okay, I can see one hand.
Yeah, I'm just joining for the first time. I didn't attend last week. Lecture.
Okay, fine. So Pat, no problem. The link will be dropped for you. So please follow up on that link. If you can follow up on that link, it will seriously help all of us. So
I've seen that link.
Oh, you've seen it. Great.
Someone sent it to me on WhatsApp, but it's on YouTube. I followed it. I was YouTube.
The link is on YouTube. Please.
But I'm not seeing any. I tried to check under the comment section. I'm not seeing any link to download.
Oh, don't worry. Just watch the video. It will give you. You will see all the detail in the video. Just watch the video. It will show you the link. Copy it out. But if anybody has the link we shared last week, can somebody drop it here? Shooks, you should have that link.
Yes, if you drop it on the chat, it's easier to click on.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen the link on the meeting chat. You can scroll up the meeting chat. Let me reshare it with you. So that is the link. You can follow this link to download.
I have dropped it on the meeting chat.
Okay, good. So thank you very much.
I've dropped it on the meeting chat.
So pick up the link on the meeting chat and let's move on from there. So, Dr. Yebola, can you share your screen for us, please? Let us learn from you today.
Okay, sir. I'm changing to my computer. I was on my tablet before now.
Okay. Okay, please help us switch to your system.
Yes.
Switch to the system. So there's no other person that have successfully installed SQL Server. This is not too good. Please, I will say something on the WhatsApp group. If you're having issue, please raise it on the group so that we can resolve the issue before our next meeting. Raise it on the group. Let's resolve such issue before the next meeting. But for those of us joining us for the first time, please quickly look at the previous video and get SQL Server running on your laptop. So as Dr. Yebola is trying to share our screen, let me give us a background of this SQL Server. SQL Server is actually one of the leading relational database management system out there. And not just SQL Server that is a database that everybody can leverage on. There are other databases like MySQL, like Oracle, Postgres. There are lots and lots of them. But our case study is around Microsoft SQL Server. Sorry if I call it SQL, I call it SQL. It's the same thing. I'm just trying to call the SQL in a faster way. So now, SQL Server happens to be a database that holds your data you want to analyze. We have been, in this series, we've been talking about analyzing database with Power BI. But there was a case that was raised some weeks ago that, look, we can't just keep analyzing database. Let's have an understanding of where that database is being stored majorly. So that gave rise back to this 4-week series. This is the second day of the 4-week series, which we want to understand proper what SQL is all about. Now, the first thing we did, that's the first series, we learned how to install SQL Server and Management Studio on our system. That was the first thing we learned. And the second thing we are doing today is now using TSQL. We want to learn how to use TSQL today. So once you know how to use TSQL, then we can now start doing some serious data analysis work within SQL and within Power BI. And finally, we'll see how the two of them work together through the help of Data Gateway. So it's a long training. It's going to take a whole month, but if you can follow through the process, it will seriously help you. Now, thank you, Dr. Bola. I can see your screen. Now, at the bottom of the screen, she's clicking on one icon, and that icon is the SQL Server Management Studio. This, what you are seeing on the screen now, is the Management Studio. Now, please, if you have successfully installed SQL Server Engine and the Management Studio, then you are good to go. Management Studio is the interface that enables you to work on the SQL Server data engine proper. So when you open up Management Studio, this is what it will give to you. Management Studio will now ask you, which server do you want to connect to? The first drop down there, can you drop it down for us? The first one, good. Do you want to connect to a database engine? That database engine is the SQL Server 2019 that I recommended we all download last section. Or do you want to connect to analysis services? For those of us that are going into data analysis inside out, then you might want to connect to a server somewhere that is like a data warehouse. So you call it an analysis service. If you want to connect to that, you choose the second option. Or you want to connect directly to a reporting service. A reporting service is like our Power BI web server, that when you are done with a work on Power BI desktop, you publish to a web service so that other people can see your reports. The same thing here. If you have a report server set up within your organization, you can connect to it and work on it from the Management Studio. And finally, there you have the integration service. Integration service is where you establish what you call your data warehouse pipeline, connect to different database that the company is using and pull all the data together in one place. That is where you do that. Now, all these three things I've mentioned, analysis service, reporting service, and integration service, they are embedded in an application known as Microsoft BI, MSBI Full Stack. MSBI Full Stack. Now, let's leave those ones. The last one at the bottom is saying Azure SSIS Integration Runtime. Am I right? Now, so what that is telling me is that I can actually run all this work. I can connect my Management Studio to Azure, that's the cloud service for Microsoft, and connect to my database and do whatsoever I feel like doing there. But we are not looking at all those ones. We are looking at the first one. We want to connect to the engine that was installed on this system. So please click on database engine. Good. When you click on database engine, the second thing is going to ask you, can I have the name of the server you want me to connect to? Now, if you install on your system and you follow the installation training we had last, we can quickly do a recap. If Gloria should finish download, is it Gloria? Okay, Franca is doing a download. Once Franca is done with the download, we can walk us through within 5 minutes for those of us that want us to run through the process of installation again. But if not, no problem. We'll still, you can leverage on the previous video. Now, if you have successfully installed, then you can connect to that server. Drop down the second button there. When you drop it down, there is an option for browse. Select browse. Browse will look for all the server the system can talk to. Now, we don't forget we're always working on database engine. Expand, there's a plus in front of database engine. Click on that plus. When you click, it's telling me that there's just one server on this system. If this computer has more than one server, you would have seen all the SQL Server database engine that have been installed. But the one that was installed is on laptop 21 IM9FJ3. That is the name of the server. I am okay. Select that name. Okay, I can see one hand up. Babatunde, can you ask your question? Go ahead. Unmute yourself, please. Hello, Babatunde, I can't hear you.
Good day, sir.
Okay, so what's the question?
Okay. Yes, yes, thanks so much. I've been trying to install SQL Server 2019 for a very long time, and it's been giving me issues. So I will surely appreciate if you can, maybe when she's done with her download, you can explain to us briefly how it can be done. I have 2012 on my server, on my system, which is working, but that 2019 is giving me an issue. So I would really appreciate if maybe when she's done, you can explain to us briefly, sir. That's all, sir.
Okay, so thank you very much, Babatunde, for that question. So did you join our last class, Babatunde?
No, I did not.
Okay, no problem. So I will do a run through. So Sheska, please, once your download is completed, let us know so that we can quickly do a short run through. But okay, if not,
and thank you for the wonderful job you are doing, sir. I do appreciate it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
I do follow you and say
okay. Yeah, thank you. So I appreciate that comment. Thank you very much. So Sheska, let us know when you are ready, but we'll continue the section. And if we finish the section today and we are unable to review, please fall back to last week's video. I think we dealt with it last week. So thank you very much. Okay, now back to what you have on the screen. What you have on the screen, I have selected the database I just installed on. All I need to do is to click on what? OK. Can you click on OK for me, please? When I click on OK, that is the server I want to connect to. If there is a remote server somewhere, let's assume I have a space in the cloud. The server is already there, and I want her to work on that server. I would need to give her the name of the server. Once I give her the name of the server, and I give her the authentication code, that's username and password, you will see that right in front of all of us, she will gain access to that server and she can work directly on that server. But we are working locally on our system. So the server on our system, that's what she has selected. If it's a local server that is on your system and you don't even know the name, you can try local hosts, or you can just type full stop dots is the same thing as local host, or you can type 127.0.0.1. All these things means local hosts. Now that we have given local host, the next point is this: what type of authentication are we looking at? Is it a window-based authentication or SQL Server authentication? Drop down the third icon. I mean the third drop down. It's asking me, is it a window-based authentication? If yes, pick window-based. That means the person that log into this window, I will use this parameter to log into SQL Server. Or if they have given you the username and password to SQL Server, then select SQL Server authentication. In that case, you will supply that detail. So during the installation of SQL Server, I always recommend you that you do what you call mix mode. Allow the window authentication, also allow the SQL Server authentication, so you can put in your parameter. If you are connecting through Azure Active Directory, select it and supply your details. So you can use any of those three options we have. But since it's our system, she installed it on her system, and if there's a window authentication on it, just go with Windows authentication. It will not ask for username and password because you have already logged into your Windows. So pick Windows authentication and click on connect. Once you successfully connect, observe the left-hand side there. On the left-hand side, can you point to what you have on the left-hand side, please? Good. Observe that left-hand side, he has opened up some details for us. That shows that this is a successful connection to the database. If it's not successful, it would have triggered or flagged up an error message. And by the time you reach that error message, you will definitely know what is going on. Either the password you supply is not correct or the server is down. It will definitely give you reason for not connecting. So with what we have done, we have successfully connected to the database. So now, when you connect to a server can hold hundreds of database for you. I can decide on this server, let me have a database for students, let me have a database for staff, let me have a database for job seeker. I can keep creating database. There is no end. All that database will remain in that single server. Now, within a database, let's assume a database for students. I can now create different tables to hold different type of information for me. I can create a table to hold student record, student payment, student results, student courses, student extracurriculum activity. I can have different tables inside a database I called student database. I can now go to another database that I call staff database and have different tables in that staff database. Tables like staff record, staff salary detail, staff leave application, staff requests, requisition, and so on and so forth. I can have different tables. Now, tables, they are special way, structured way, organized way of keeping related records together. It will not be nice for me to keep a record about salary in that same table. I'm keeping record about leave. I've messed up that table. Let me keep a table for salary, keep a table for leave application, keep a table for disciplinary action, another table for appraisal. But all the tables, they are inside one database called what? Staff database. A database is collection of tables. So people call it collection of files. In a table is a collection of records, closely related record in an organized structure. That is a table or a file. When you put file together, then is a database. When you put database together, then you are dumping it in a server. So I've given you the explanation, the hierarchy. The server is at the top, the database is under the server, table is inside the database, and we have records in a table. Each record, for example, staff record. Under staff record, we have different columns there. I can have staff name, staff address, phone number, email, and so on. Each of those columns is a field. Collection of fields makes up a record. Collection of record makes up a table. Collection of table makes a database. Collection of database gives your server. Now, let's go back to a field. You can break down a field. For example, a field is surname. In front of surname, I can type Folarin. That is my surname. I can break down the Folarin into character. F-O-L-A-R-I-N. 7 characters. So, collection of characters will give you a field. Collection of closely related field in an organized way will give you a record. Collection of closely related record in an organized way will give you a table or file. Collection of table or file will give you a database. Collection of database then gives you your server. So with this explanation, I strongly believe that we have a complete back-to-back database understanding. So at the top there, the name of the server, if you still remember, is laptop 211. That is the server. Under the server, you now have the database. Can you expand the database for us? Good. When you expand the database, you now have one of the database. Database is that black icon like a drum. Can you point? That's one database she has. In case you open yours, you may not see any database, no problem. But in case you see any database, that is an example of database. If you click on the plus in front of the database, for example, you will see tables. Can you click on the plus in front of the tables? Let's expand the tables. So the tables, so for now, I don't have any table on this database. So we are going to build a database together. We are going to create a table inside the database with fields, and we are going to enter information into that table. So once we show you how to do this, then please, we'll now go straight into a ready-made database from Microsoft called AdventureWorks. So it's a sample database, because if by the time we say we want to build a database for the sake of analysis next week, it will take a whole lot of time to build all the tables. But I'm going to do a sample so that you see how they build table, how they build fields, how they build all these details. So once we are done with that sample, then we get a sample database from Microsoft and we take it up from there. Okay, so let us see our database. Can you click on right click? Oh, what's wrong with my screen? Okay, please, can you go straight to right-click on that databases at the top. Right-click on it. If I want to create a new database, please, I need you to follow the instruction closely. If I want to create a new database, I can just right-click on databases and say create new database. Please click on new database. New database. It's now asking me what is the name I want to give to this database. Can you call this database staff DB? Staff DB. That is the database I would like to create. Other details there is telling me where is the logical name and their physical location on the system. So you will see all those details there, but I don't want to get complex with this. After the name, just click on OK. Staff DB, click on OK. When you click on OK, if you observe by the side there, can you collapse the demo DB tree? Thank you very much. So we now have two databases. The first one is the one we met on our system, demo DB tree, but the one we just created now is called staff DB. I just right-click on databases and I created a database. But for the developers amongst us that feel, must I always right-click? Can't I use scripts to create a database? Of course, you can use scripts to create a database. So use scripts, then we call it query in a database. You want to issue a query. At the top on my menu, you will see new query, beautiful. She's pointing to new query. Please click on new query. Let all of us see. Thank you. Now we have new query pop up on the screen. I want to create another table. Another database. The database that I want to create, I would like to call it student DB. So the command is just one line command and pretty straightforward. I will type create. Create what? Database. Space. What is the name of the database? Student DB. Now, there is a red line under hyphen. It's telling me I'm not comfortable with hyphen in the name. That is why it's giving you a red line. So why not remove the hyphen and make it underscore? Or no, underscore, it should be shift and that hyphen. Or you can leave it like this. Good, this is better. Student underscore DB, student DB. Now, this command alone will create a database for you. The command looks straightforward. Create database, student DB. How will I execute this command that I have written? To execute the command, please highlight it. When you highlight, you will see execute on your menu then. That is execute command. When you hit that button or you press F5, it's going to execute it for you. So please go ahead and execute this command. Now you can see a message at the bottom. You can see a message at the bottom of the screen. The message says, command completed successfully. That means he has executed that command. It has created a student DB for us. But observe that by the side, I only have 2. I'm supposed to have 3. If truly he has completed the execution. So the easiest way to confirm is to refresh. Let's right-click on the databases and click on what? Refresh. When you click on refresh, we now have the following: demo DB3, staff DB, and student underscore DB. We now have 3 different databases there. The next thing, a database will hold table, and it is inside the table you keep your data, your information. I want us to create a table inside staff DB. How do we create a table inside staff DB? Please, if you are working with multiple databases, you need to be conscious. If I say, let us create a table inside student DB, you must switch to student DB before you work. The question is, how do I switch to student DB? At the top, you will see staff DB. At the top, before execute. Thank you, doctor. Can you see where she's pointing to? The staff underscore DB, that is the database you are working with. Anything you do is going inside this database. If I create a table now, in your mind, you are creating a student table, but to the system, is dumping it inside staff. But if I want it in student DB, drop down the arrow there and select student DB. That is the current active database. So anything I do is happening into that database. So, but as a programmer, I don't want to go there and click. I want to switch to staff DB. Can you come to the next line? Let's issue another command. The command to switch between database is called use. Whenever you type use, that means you want to use a database. Just mention the name of database you intend using. Please type for us, use staff DB. At the end of every script, it must end with a semicolon, please. So, thank you very much. At the last character of your script should always be a semicolon. Now, the second one, I said use staff DB. I've not executed that second command. Let me execute that instruction. I liked that instruction. Please, to execute one instruction, highlight it. If you don't highlight, it will execute all the instruction it sees on that screen. So after highlighting that instruction, please click on execute. Please take notes. By the side, it was student DB before. Now it has switched to what? Staff DB. Without going there to click and change it to staff, because I just said use staff DB. Please construct another command for us that will enable us to use student DB. Fantastic. So execute this command and you will see what will happen. It will switch us to another database called student DB. Fantastic. Now, I've shown you how to create a database using a script or just selecting it. Number 2, I've shown to you how to select a database that you want to work on. Now, number 3, within that database, I want to create a table so that I can keep some information. Now, what table am I trying to create? Let's create a staff table to keep 5 columns for staff. So please do me a favor. Let's switch back to staff DB. Fantastic. So we have switched to staff DB. Now that we have switched to staff DB, I want to create a table that will have 5 columns in staff DB. Please expand the staff DB by the side. By the side towards your left. Keep coming to the left. I can see that drum. the drum called staff DB. Good. Expand it. In the drum, there is a table. Expand the table. Let's see. There's no table for now. We've not done any table there for now. Right click on tables. Let's create our table. When you right click, go to new what? A new table. I would like to create a new table. Click on new table. As I click on new table, look at where it brought me to. It's asking me, what is the name of the column? I told you a table is made up of what? Columns or fields. What is the name of the column? The first column I will need is staff ID. Can you help me type staff ID there? Staff ID. I love that. So professionally, it's not too good to be using space in names. Instead of space, you can use underscore, it's better. Now, staff ID. Now, this staff ID, what type of data am I expecting? Is it alphabet? Is it number? Is it date? That is the data type. So for the data type, I will say I want it to be what? To be numeric. If it's number that I'm expecting. For numeric, there are different numbers there. There is numeric, there is integer, there is small int, there are lots of them. This class will not allow us to explore the data type. So I will recommend, if you're interested in all the data type, please, you can read it up online. It is free. We have a lot of materials online. Microsoft Doc is a very rich material for all of us to leverage on. So, but for this class, let us pick integer. Look for integer on that list. Int. I want my ID to be integer. You can start typing, just start typing IN, it will take you there. That is int. So select int. It's not asking me, should I allow null? Allow null means if you mark it, if the person does not specify his staff ID, you allow it. I'll remove that mark from there. That's removing the mark says don't allow any null. Now let's go to the next line. Let's have a few more information. Name, let's have staff name. Staff name. Staff name, I'll prefer that to be character. But because I want to manage my memory space, I will not use character. Rather, I will use variable character or NVACA. V, just type V. Okay, that's NVACA. Good. NVACA, in case you do not supply your name, no problem. I can allow null for name. The next line, I want to have your email. Put email here. NVACA also for info and 50 characters. The same thing, NVACA. And finally, let's have one more. The last one, we can have something like phone number. Phone number. Can somebody recommend what should I use for phone number? Is it character or integer? I need somebody to quickly help me here. I'm lost. Should I use character or integer?
Character.
Why character?
You don't want to use integer because you have dash. If you have the code.
Thank you. Because some phone number we have dash. Some people say 080 dash. Because it's not a pure number for calculation, why should I use integer for it then? So in that case, I will go again with NVACA. Okay. Okay, she's using n character, which is not bad. How many character space should I reserve for phone number? Because it's recommending 50. Is 50 not too much? For phone number, I think change that 50. No. Still pick what you have there. Just edit it. You allow you to edit it. Good. Good. So what's the best character length for phone number? I feel 50 is too long. 11. So she's suggesting 11, which is good. All our GSM number is 11 character, I guess. But what if they want to add +234 in front? Or from Ghana, +233, all those things. How are we going to manage it? So 11 will be too small. Let's just say 15. So with 15, I think I should be okay to manage that. Now, at this point, I have created a table which can hold my record. So please click on Save button. Look at the Save icon at the top there. Beautiful. Click on that Save icon. It will now ask you the name. What should I call this table? Please call it Staff Record. Staff Record. Good. Click on OK. We have a place where we can keep our staff information. That is this table. The table is called Staff Record. Close what you are working on here. Now, right-click on Tables by the side and refresh it. Right-click on Tables at the side. Right-click on that Tables. Refresh, because we should see the table now. Beautiful. Look at the staff record that we just created. We have established a table to hold the record for staff. Right-click on it and select Edit. Right-click on that, on that table, the table we created. Right-click on the table we created and select what? Edit top 200 rows. Edit it. It will bring up the table for us to put information. So the information we are going to put here, staff number 101, type 101. 101. The staff name, type Babatunde. Babatunde. The email, babatunde@pbi.com. babatunde@pbi.com. Phone number 080-1122-3344. Beautiful. Now look at it. We have entered one row. You can come to the second row. Let's have one more guest there. The second row, 102, and that is Sheska. Sheska. Email sheska@pbi.com. (55667788) 080-556677. Beautiful. Now, this is how we enter data. But don't forget that we are data analysts here. We are not here to be entering data, but I want you to have an understanding on how to create a database, how to create a table, and how to put record in that database, in the table. So this is a typical example. But going forward, we are going to use a ready-made database from Microsoft. And that's what we are going to start with next week. So we are going to download a sample database from Microsoft and we'll attach it here, we'll restore it here, and we'll continue our work from there. So please click on the first line, 101, Babatunde. So at this point, I hope we all have a better understanding on how to create a database, create a table, understand the reason why you use the correct data types and enter some information into the database. So that is where we'll stop. So Sheska, have you been able to complete your download?
Yes, it's done.
Good. So if there's no question, I would like to switch to our system so that we can learn how to do the installation easily. If there's any question, please raise your hand. If there's none, thank you. So Dr. Bola, please help us save our, okay, there's no more script. You don't even write more script, no problem. So please, we are going to do the installation together now. For those of you that have been interested, let us learn how to install. Now, when you go to SQL Server 2019, you first of all download a small file for you. That small file is not the real file. When you launch that file, it will take you to a place where it will show you basic, custom, and media.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay.
Don't worry. So, but when we got there, I told her that I will recommend download the media. The media has been downloaded. That is why it's saying download successful. But if you use basic and you start installing and there is a problem along the line, you will start afresh again. So I will recommend download the media. So she has already downloaded. Close this file. Let's go to your download folder. You will see the ISO file that was downloaded. Yes, exit this. So go back to that folder. Your download folder, good. Look at it there. That is the the upper one. That's the upper one there. That's the real engine. The size is about 1.5 gigabytes. So I want to install it now. When you double click on it, it will take you to the drive. Because it's an ISO file, it's going to mount a drive for me. There's a drive E that will be mounted on our system automatically. And I will see setup there. No, the setup, that the one at the top. That's the setup, the one with application. So double click on it, it's going to launch. And once it starts, I will guide you through the process because the installation is a little bit technical. And for those of you that are done the installation, fine. For those of you struggling, please follow suit and try to get this guy up and running on your machine. Oh, this is slow. This is slow. It's taking time to launch.
Hello.
Yes.
Should I say yes or no?
Is he asking a question?
Should I say yes or no?
I can't see yes or no. What's the question? Just say yes. Don't worry. Just say yes. I know what he's asking you. Though I'm not seeing it, but just say yes. He's telling you that actually allow you make changes to your system. Just say yes, no problem. Beautiful. Now it's asking me, please wait while Microsoft SQL Server 2019. Beautiful. This is the interface we have been waiting for. Now on this interface, that's it. We are there. On this interface, it's asking me, planning is the first thing. It wants to be sure that you have the right hardware and software requirements to hold SQL Server 2019, and so many other things, security and so on. But don't worry about planning. Let's assume we have everything up and running. Go to installation. If you click on installation, it's telling me what type of installation are you trying to do. So you want to do a new SQL server because it's not existing. Remember, Babatunde said something when he asked a question. I already have 2012 on my system. If you already have 2012, you can have another one, 2019, making two of them. Or you can upgrade the 2012. The last one showing on my screen. Can you, Sheska, can you point to it, please?
I should do what?
Look at the last one. Upgrade from previous version. Beautiful. That is, if you want to upgrade from old to new one, it will still retain that name, but it will upgrade it. But if you say new installation, two of them will be on that system. So I'm going with a new installation. Please pick the first one.
So new installation. This one?
Yes. Yes, that one. When you click, another dialog box will pop up. It's going to do a quick check on your system. And after the check, if it's successful, then you allow you to go. Click on next. So beautiful. There is no updates needed. Click on next again. It wants to install setup files. So there's no need to download. That's why it's keeping it. Beautiful. Now it has gone through your system. It found out that everything is ready except one. And that one says window firewall, but it's a warning. If it's a warning, don't disturb yourself. But if it's a failure, you have to take your time to look at the error. But since it's warning, you can click on next and continue. Now, at this point, it's asking me, what type of installation am I trying to do? Am I trying to do a new installation of SQL Server 2019? Or I want to add a feature. I'm installing something new on my system. So click on next again. It's asking me again, what type am I trying to install? Is it a developer version or which version? I can select the one I want. I told you, you can use developer or express version. But if developer version is more detailed than express, but don't ever use developer version on production, on client system. Is very, very illegal. But express, no problem. So for me, I'm going with anyone you feel like. Evaluation version is the real version you give to clients, but now we only allow you test it for 180 days. After 180 days, you don't have access to it again. So, Sheska, the choice is yours. Which one do you want? Developer. Click next.
Yeah.
Click next. Now, it's asking me, I have accepted the license term. You don't have option, just accept it, unless you have another version you want to install.
No.
Okay. Now, this is where we are going to. It depends on what you want to do. People will just get and say select all. Don't crash your system because you want to install SQL Server. What I need here is just the database engine. You pick database engine, the first one. But if you are installing for a company and they are trying to do what you call replication server, that they replicate on another server and something is happening like a failover and all this stuff, then you need to set SQL Server replication, you pick it. But I don't need it. All that things, are you doing it, going into machine learning services? Then you go, you select it. It will allow you to run R, Python, and JavaScript. So I don't need all these things, crying out loud. Scroll down the list. I just need the engine. Are you trying to set up analysis services? You pick it. Are you trying to set up integration services? You pick it. But for me, I think I'm okay. Okay. Now, hold on. Let's set up the client tool execute. Pick the client tool execute.
Sorry.
Oh, you
okay,
click
you
on
want
it. Problem. Don't worry.
Huh?
You can always do that later. Beautiful. When you hit next button, it's telling me what else am I trying to do. Already on your system, you have SQL
Should I
Server.
go back?
No, don't worry. Don't worry.
Okay.
Now, you have SQL Server already running on your system, and that version is SQL Express. That is why that SQL Express is version 15. The version we are installing now is 18. That's 2019 version. So what is the name I want to call this? So you can give it a name instance, but let's click on default instance and see. Is default instance still available? Default is the name of your computer. If you select default instance, that is the name of your computer. So it's telling me that the Microsoft SQL Server instance is there for me. I can use it if I want to. I think I'm okay with this. Default instance, I always recommend it. Click on next. When you click on next, it will now go to the server configuration. The server configuration, what am I trying to do at this point? At this point, let's leave it for as default. Just click on next. So leave it as default.
Click on next.
Yes, click next. When you hit the next button, what we have on the screen at the moment is asking me, how do you want to log into your database engine? Do you want to log in using Windows authentication mode alone? Or you want miss mode? Miss mode means I can use a username and password, also use Windows authentication. I always recommend miss mode. So let's go with miss mode. Select the second option. When you pick miss mode, it will allow you to enter a password for the SA. So go to that enter password and put a password for us. The password you want to use to open your database engine. Please type a password here, please. Confirm the password. It must be complex, otherwise it will not allow you to go, except you are using the old version of SQL Server. Now, again, the SQL administrator, I want the current user to also be an administrator. Add current user at the bottom. Click on it. When you click, have you clicked on it? You should add your name.
Yeah.
Okay.
I clicked.
Well, I've not seen your name, but let's assume it's there. Click on next. Oh, I can see user. Yes. So yeah. Click on next now. Good. At this point, it's ready to install. Just click on install and cross your leg. That is all. Click on install and allow.
Click on install.
Yeah, click install. Click install and allow SQL Server to complete the installation of the engine. So that marks the end of the installation. The next thing you need to install, because you cannot work, if you install this engine, that is not all. You need to install SQL Server Management Studio to be able to work on this engine you have installed. So after this, please go ahead and install SQL Server Management Studio. That one does not need any special class. Just click on it and the installation will be done in few minutes or seconds. So that is that. Can anybody ask question if you're not clear?
So where is the Where is the management studio?
Sheska, you said what?
Where do I get? Where is the management studio?
Go to the folder, your download folder. You will see SSMS. It's one of the things you downloaded. Go to your download folder. You see it there. Download folder.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm Pierre, Mr. Ayodeji.
Okay,
great. Now look at it. That's your SSMS. That is the interface we worked on recently with Dr. Bola. That was what we're using to work, to create database, to do everything. So that is the interface you use to work, the SSMS. So minimize, let's be sure that the installation is done. When it's done, you can come back to SSMS to install. So any other question for us? Any other question? No, just press Alt Tab. Press Alt and Tab. Hold down Alt key and press Tab on your keyboard. Alt Tab. Alt and that tab. That TAB button, tab button. Hold down and keep pressing on tab. Hold down the Alt, don't leave it. Keep pressing tab. Hold down the Alt and keep pressing tab until you get to the keep pressing tab. That's it. Good. Successful. You are done with the installation. That is how to install the engine. Now close this. I told you the engine is useless without the body. Let's install the body now. Close this one also. We don't need this. So I said download SSMS, which you have already done, and that is that SSMS setup. Double click on it. This one, you don't need anybody to train you on how to use it. It will install easily. Double click and install.
Do you want to allow this? Should I say yes?
Yes, please say yes.
Okay.
Good. So just say install, that's all. Just click on install and allow it to finish its work. It's very small. It's a small file, so within a few seconds to complete the installation. And once the installation is completed, you can start using it. You work on your SQL Server engine through the Management Studio. So when you open the Management Studio, you now select the server you installed. That's how it works. So I've seen people struggling. After installing the server, they want to open the server. No, you can't open the server. You open the server through a Management Studio. So, loading packages, please wait. Load what you want to load. Let's see. Okay, so at this point, I guess we've done justice to today's meeting. For those of you having issue setting up SQL Server, this is how to do it. Last week's video is here. We did a short recap this week, and we did some other things this week. We learned how to create a database, a table, and put information into our table. So as this is trying to install, okay, I can see one hand up. So Donatus, can we hear you?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Donatus. How are you?
Fine. Okay, I joined late today. Sorry, I want to find out if today's video will be uploaded on the YouTube channel.
Yes. Latest
So
by 10 p.m. tonight, you will see the video. You will get it on our WhatsApp channel everywhere.
Okay,
so
sir.
You can try to put it on LinkedIn also for those people that don't have access. Okay, Donatus, over to you.
Okay, sir. Please, what's the LinkedIn account? What's the account name so I can follow you guys on LinkedIn?
Thank you very much, Mr. Deji.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, no. Sheska, before you go, share your screen again. Go back. open a browser, and download the sample file we'll be using next week. For those of you that don't have the sample file, let's download it against next week. So open a browser and let me give you the link so that you have it ready on your system. But we are not going to download anything next week. We are starting. So Donatus, you can follow me on LinkedIn. Just look for Ayodeji Folarin on LinkedIn.
Okay, sir.
Ayodeji Folarin. So once you type Ayodeji Folarin, you can follow me on LinkedIn. So all the materials shared, you always have a copy there as well. Okay, so sir. Type google.com.
I should type what?
Google.com. Okay, in that search engine, put it there. We are looking for sample SQL Server database. Just type sample SQL Server database. SQL Server database. For her. Yeah, it's okay. Let's go with that. Okay. Let me see anyone with doc. Scroll down. Don't click on that one. Okay, I can see Microsoft Doc. I always prefer anything from Microsoft Doc. Good. Click on that. Docs.microsoft is a good platform to learn. Or I will recommend Microsoft Learn for all of us on this call. You can always go to Microsoft Learn or doc.microsoft. Scroll down, you will see a lot of sample file for us. Scroll down. So Adventure Work is a good database to work with. So click on, under Adventure Work Sample Database, click on SQL Server Sample. SQL Server Sample. Good, click on it. This will take us to the SQL Server Samples database. Now, in the SQL Server Sample database, please, all of you, let's download. I remember one of us last weekend recommended we download the data warehouse. So, where is my database? Scroll down. I'm looking for SQL Server Adventure Work. Adventure Work, where are thou? Sample. Scroll. Okay, go down. Keep going down. Is it somewhere there? Keep going down. I can't see it here. Why? Go up. But last week we saw it. Go up. Keep going up. Up. Go to samples. Go to samples. Let me see what you have inside samples. Good. From samples, go to database. Go to database. From database, oh, Adventure Work is here. Good. Adventure Work. So Northwind, Wide World, these are different sample database for us that we can work with. So which one are we going with? So now we have the data warehouse. That's the one that was recommended last week. So click on the upper one, data warehouse scripts. This is a script. I don't want a script. Oh my God. So go back to that engine. To go back to the one before this one, the page before this page, back. No. Look at your tab at the top. Look at your tab at the top. Up. No. Up on the browser. Up on the browser. Up. Still keep going up. Microsoft SQL sample. Yeah, click on it.
Okay.
Now, Microsoft SQL sample. I can't see my sample database. Okay, click on installation. Scroll down. Let me see that installation. Click on installation.
Installation where?
I'm seeing, okay, scroll up. Don't worry, scroll up. Just scroll up. Scroll up. Look at, come down. You see installation. I don't want GitHub. Scroll down a little bit. I don't want from GitHub.
Is it?
Okay, look at Adventure Work Sample Database by the side here. Look at Adventure Work Sample Database. Okay, click on that one. Click on it.
Yeah.
Scroll down here. Let's see. This is where we stopped last week. So because we are using 2019, please, warning, if you are using 2012 database and you go and download Adventure Work 2019, it will not work. So don't stress yourself. So because she downloaded 2019, then download the data warehouse, the middle one, 2019. There are 3 columns. No, not that one. The next one, 2019 data warehouse.
2019
DW,
data warehouse.
The one with DW, exactly. That's the one we are downloading. Download that up, not 2017, 2019.
This one, the backup.
Good. Yes, download that one. So that is all. So download it and let's get ready for next weekend. So copy the URL for us and give the URLs to us at the top. Copy that URLs and drop it on the meeting chat for everybody to download. Copy, drop it on the meeting chat. So all of you, I recommend download Adventure Works DW 2019 if you are using 2019. If not, download your version. Paste it. Good. Thank you very much. So that is the link. Let's download and let's get up and running. Oh, Donatus, your hand is still up. Any question from your end before we formally push?
No, I'm okay, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Shooks, over to you.
Thank you very much for the section today. Even though we start late, but we're able to cover a reasonable amount of lessons. So please, it seems most of the people that were here last week, they are not here this week. So please inform them. We will blast it and them that what they are missing. Also, we will also make sure the YouTube video is out so that we can all have access to it. So thank you, Mr. Deji. Thank you, everyone, for your active participation. So hope to see you next week, same time. Thank you very much, and have a lovely night. Bye.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deji. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you all. So once again, I appreciate you all. Till next we meet. Baba, Tunde, Dr. Bola, Sheska, Shoes, Donatus. Thank you very much. Till next weekend. Bye.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Have a great weekend. Bye. Thank you.